Hey everyone, Pam here. Today I want to share with you how we got our rental. When we were looking for a place in Thailand, we didn't know where to start. But after doing a lot of research, it seems like the norm is to go on Facebook groups. So when we decided that we wanted to choose Hua Hin, it was a toss-up between Chiang Mai or Hua Hin. There was even a time where we thought we wanted to stay in Bangkok. And so we joined all these Facebook groups. We joined the rental groups in Bangkok, rental groups in Chiang Mai, rental groups in Hua Hin. And that's how you first start looking. Just letting you know, I went through a lot of the typical websites that you see here. I went through there, I was trying to communicate with the agents. I wasn't really successful. Just a horse on the beach. Totally normal. The most important advice that I could give before I dive deeper into this video is please do not sign anything, do not transfer any money before seeing the place in person. Yes, the photos may look really good. There actually was an incident where I saw this really nice villa, this home. The pictures looked amazing. I went to see it in person and there was tons and tons of mold everywhere. So I just want to make sure that you see the place in person first and you don't transfer any money, and also it prevents scams. So please make sure, do not sign anything, do not go ahead with the property unless you see it in person. I truly believe that the best way to not get scammed is to go through a realty company. So when you're looking on the Facebook groups, it's definitely best to, once you see a spot that you like, take a look at that realtor's profile. Are they associated with a real estate company? There are also a lot of independent realtors that you'll find on Facebook. You'll know that they're independent because it'll say that they're an independent realtor, or it will definitely show because they're not associating themselves with any other real estate companies. So if you want to be absolutely sure, you just make sure to book with an agent that is with a real estate company. When you find a place that you really like from looking through the Facebook groups, you will communicate with the agent. So you're going to send them a message through Facebook Messenger or through WhatsApp. Usually they have their WhatsApp, or they also use this other app called Line. For us, we just use WhatsApp, or we just communicated with them through Facebook Messenger. And we were basically just saying, hey, we're interested. We're coming from the United States. When can we see the place? And that's when the agent will take over from there. They'll ask you like, hey, do you have any children, any pets? What's your budget? This, and that. So they're really, like 99% of the time, they're really communicative. They're really responsive. They're very eager for that commission. So we've had really pleasant experiences. Also, that's because we made sure that they were with a realty group. So when it's time to see the place and meet the realtor, it's really important to make sure that you love the place. I don't want you to force it because it's within your budget. Once you walk in, you have to absolutely love it. If you love it, amazing. Go ahead and inspect everything because you're ready to take the next step. But if you don't love it, don't waste anyone's time. Just ask the realtor immediately, do you have any other listings? So when you inspect the property, it's good to look for mold. It's good to check under all the sinks. So that would be the bathroom sinks and the kitchen sinks. And then it's also good to make sure that the toilet flushes, that there's hot water in the showers. How's the water pressure? Make sure that all the air conditioning in each room works. Yes, it may seem like a tedious task, or you might be embarrassed. I was kind of embarrassed to ask. But you're about to rent it for 3 months to 12 months. You need to make sure everything works so that you're happy right when you move in, especially if you have kids. So let's say you found the place of your dreams. You will then ask for the rental agreement, the contract. For me, I asked for an English version, and the first month's rent, the security deposit will come up. The first month's rent is due, and because they don't do any credit checks, it will be 2 months worth for the security deposit. And so what I did to make myself feel very comfortable is even though the realtor is with the real estate company, I just felt more comfortable. I had more of that peace of mind to only give money the day that we were moving in, and I want the keys immediately, and I want to make sure that the keys work. So that's exactly what I did to make sure that we didn't get scammed. I have heard of other people triple making sure that they don't get scammed by asking for the realtor's ID and then also asking for the owner's ID and making sure that it matches with the property owner statement, things like that. For us, we didn't ask for that. While doing research, I also heard that a lot of people negotiate, that it's okay to negotiate. I must say we did our best to negotiate, but because we landed a 3-month contract instead of a 12-month contract, it was really hard to negotiate. The realtor told us that if we were to have a 12-month contract, that would have been a different story. So it just never hurts to ask. When it came for payment, we had a choice of paying through cash or Wise. I only discovered Wise because as I was doing my research with expat Facebook groups, a lot of people kept pushing use Wise. And I was like, what the heck is Wise? So when I looked it up, it's basically something you should definitely set up when you're back home, which is what my husband and I did. And I made him open his own Wise account because if for any crazy reason I lose my Wise card, we can use his. The thing is though, Wise, as of right now, as I'm filming this, they don't have a joint account. So I set up my own Wise and then my husband did as well. And so Wise is basically a platform, an app that you can use to pay landlords in Thailand. So I would have been fine paying cash or whatever, but the only annoying part is you always have to go to the bank, and then the bank has ATM limits, and then your bank in the US or wherever you may be may not want you to take out all that money for security reasons. It just sounded like a pain. So I went through with Wise, and I have a link in the description if you want to go ahead and check it out. It's like super small, minimal fees. I highly recommend that than having to go to multiple banks just to pay your landlord and then having to go into the banks and depositing it. There's another tip I would love to share with you. For us, we've never visited Thailand before we moved here. And it seems like there's also a lot of other families and other singles that have done that also. There are people that have vacationed in Thailand before and you know exactly where to find your permanent home. But for people like us, we've never been here before. So I highly suggest this is what we did. For 7 days, we booked an Airbnb to test out the location that I could have sworn I knew for a fact in my heart when I was doing all this research. I'm like, we're gonna live in Soy 112. I've discussed this in my other video. It ended up not being for us. For us, it felt kind of rural. And I know that there's a lot of families that prefer that. It was gonna take us about 20 minutes to get to Blue Part Mall or Market Village, the two main malls. And it was hard to get a Grab. At this time, we don't want to rent a car. When we were doing the expenses, it was adding up a lot. And so I'm so glad we tested out that area, because if I signed a 6-month or a 12-month lease there, I would have been devastated. So when we tested that out, we realized we didn't really like it. And so that's how we decided that we wanted to live in a beachfront place. If you're a parent watching this and you're wondering, oh God, which area do I pick? Do I pick Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Hua Hin? We chose Hua Hin because of the beach access. We love the coastal town vibe. But my question to you is, how do you envision your lifestyle here in Thailand? You may not like the beach. You may not like swimming. Or you are such a city person, you can't imagine life without the city, so Bangkok is more for you. Or for Chiang Mai, you love nature. So I want you to really envision how you want your life to be in Thailand. Just because something may be tempting, like a really large villa that's really affordable, we were about to pick a villa with like this huge 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, private pool. But in the end, we weren't happy because that wasn't our lifestyle. It would be another family's lifestyle, but that wasn't. A beachfront condo where we could go to the beach every day, a community swimming pool that we truly enjoy. Like, we just absolutely love it. So just make sure to ask yourself, what kind of lifestyle do you want for you and your family? So thankfully, we had a really good experience with finding rentals. And I must say that we did deal with about 5 realtors at the same time. I do not suggest that you stick with one realtor, because when you do stick with one realtor, let's say you found a place online and then when you see it in person, you discover like, oh, it's actually not for me. Then you ask the realtor, do you have anything else? They're going to look in their inventory and say, oh, well, I have 1 or 2 houses. What happens if you don't like those 2 houses? You feel like you're pigeonholed, that's what you have to choose. So we dealt with multiple realtors at the same time, all excellent experiences, because we pretty much followed the blueprint that I explained previously. So I highly suggest you follow these routes so that you don't get scammed. I really hope you don't. And remember to never sign anything, never give any money until you see the place in person and you get the keys the same day. I hope you enjoy this, and I hope it helped you.